Hello, fellow listeners. Today I am at Big Basin, a forest in recovery, with Brian, who is a peace officer here at California State Parks. Hi.
Hi, good morning. Thanks for coming out and visiting today.
Thank you for taking the time for me to interview you. This is going to be awesome. You are a peace officer.
I am. I'm a California State Park peace officer, also known as a park ranger. And we're sort of a jack of all trades out here in the state parks.
Yep, that's cool. I'm so excited to learn more. Off we go into the trails.
All right, let's go for a little walk.
Okay. Alrighty, so here we are at the Campfire Center. Can you tell me a bit about it?
Well, so this is our Campfire Center. We lost our original Campfire Center in 2020 during the CZU lightning complex. That fire actually burned 98% of our park. But our goal is to rebuild the Campfire Center, and because it's such an important piece of our history, this was really in 1902 when Big Basin was established, represented sort of the beginning of our modern relationship with nature and sort of an appreciation and our goal of trying to live really within some kind of balance with it.
That's great, yeah, a balance with humanity and with the big old environment. And is Big Basin the oldest state park or what?
It is. So Big Basin is the very first state park was actually Yosemite National Park.
Wow.
And that was established back in 1864. That's why we've got since 1864 on our patch, but it was at one point taken over by national parks. So in terms of parks that state parks is managing, Big Basin is our first.
Wow, that's so great. And you've done such a great job preserving this masterpiece of nature. You're kind of like the peace manager, obviously, between humans and nature and how each one treats each other. So that's great. Can you tell me about your job?
Well, we have a saying that our job is to protect the parks from the people from the parks, and the people from the people. So our job is to basically respond to any and all kinds of problems and emergencies that might happen in the park. That could be lost hikers, that could be folks who got hurt out on a trail, it could be folks who are out fishing somewhere they shouldn't be fishing. Yeah, so it's a lot of different hats, and we do, every day's different.
That is so amazing. So many, wow. Definitely a jack of all trades. So can you walk me through like a basic daily schedule? I know that each day, as you said, is unique, but what responsibilities come with each morning, each afternoon, each evening?
Well, for me, my day always starts up here at Big Basin. I go in service, I check my truck out, make sure that everything is ready for the day. I check out my medical kit. Then I'll do a quick drive through Big Basin, and I'll take a look and see if we have any issues in the morning. I'll check in with our kiosk attendants and the other maintenance staff workers and figure out if they have any problems. And then I'll head on down to Henry Cowell, which is another one of our parks in the sector, and that's where our ranger station is right now. And I'll meet up with my partners, and we'll figure out a patrol plan for the day, and we'll just go ahead and address any issues as they come up.
Wow, that's great. So teamwork is a pretty big part of your job then.
Oh, it's a huge part of our job. We actually work not just with other park rangers, but we work with CAL FIRE, we work with the Sheriff's Department, Highway Patrol. We've got local fire departments that we work with closely. So for us, especially out here in such a rural environment, teamwork is crucial. We never know who we're going to have as a partner on any kind of emergency, so we make a point of trying to train and work well with everybody.
Wow, that is great. Like this big forest community with this big human community.
Yep.
So you're kind of like a part police, part lawyer, part EMT, part firefighter, and you have this big old kit.
I've got all sorts of stuff. So I carry all sorts of equipment with me. I've got the gun that you see.
Yes.
And I also have, these are shears. So these are for medical emergencies.
Ooh.
Go ahead, and that's for cutting off clothes or cutting bandages.
Wow.
I've got a tourniquet here. That's for if somebody's bleeding really bad. We can stop that bleeding. I've got my glasses in here. I also carry a couple of Junior Ranger stickers.
Oh!
I know. Let me see if I can find this Junior Ranger sticker for you.
Your glasses are very color coordinated
Oh,
with the rest of your outfit.
So, there you know.
Oh wow, thank you.
I've got a bunch of flashlights because you never know when you'll need one. So I have one back here on my hip. I have one here. I have another one here that's a tiny little light. Just
Oh wow, that looks like a laser.
Yep. Let's see, I've got some pepper spray. I've got my radio. I've got my badge down here. Here I have a taser. I've got a baton, and I have handcuffs on my back as well.
Whoa.
Yeah, so we carry all sorts of stuff. And then in my truck, I have a full EMT bag.
Wow.
I've got a chainsaw. I've got wildland fire gear with the big Nomex outfit with the helmet.
Oh wow.
I've got a ton of stuff. So that's one of the things we have to be ready every day for any kind of call. So we've got fire tools. I've got something called a McCloud. It looks kind of like a big rake. So that's what we're going to cut fire line if we ever happen to be out on a big fire. So I have a lot of different stuff.
Wow, you are a walking material closet.
You know what? It's a little bit like Inspector Gadget. So
yes.
Yeah, we've got everything you could ever imagine that you might need. We typically have it out with us either on us or in our truck somewhere.
Wow, that is so cool. You have the coolest outfit I've ever seen.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
My primary responsibility is law enforcement, but that is a job that manifests itself in a lot of different ways. Unlike a regular city police officer or sheriff's deputy, I'm given the opportunity to try and educate and try to get compliance from our visitors without just having to write tickets or arresting people. The goal is to be able to educate and get folks to do what they're supposed to in the park because they want to do what's right.
Yes, definitely. It's not forcing those people into submission, it's teaching them why they have to respect.
That's the goal. Most of our visitors, they don't mean to do the wrong thing. Most of our visitors come and they are just trying to enjoy the park. And it's just, if we can, we educate folks, explain what fish are in season, when you can do that, where you're allowed to hike, rules about gathering firewood. So our goal is, if we can, try to educate rather than use enforcement.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
I feel like that's very valid. But what do you do if somebody continually oversteps?
If we have to, we do write citations. For me in the park, most commonly tends to be somebody who's either in an area that is closed to visitors or they're doing something in an area that they're not supposed to. We have a ton of visitors who want to use our trails for all sorts of different reasons. We have hikers, we have dog walkers, we have mountain bikers, we have horseback riders, and we have different trails that are designated for different purposes.
Yes.
We have trails that are just specifically for folks out just walking, maybe riding horses. In those trails, we don't allow any mountain bikers. Some of our trails are in ecologically sensitive areas, so we don't allow any dogs on those trails. And so sometimes we have to write citations for folks who are doing things in those areas that they're not supposed to. But generally when we can, we try to send them out with a warning, and that way they know they're not supposed to be doing that.
Yes.
Usually they weren't trying to in the first place, but yeah, usually if I'm writing a ticket, it's for something like that.
Yeah. Your job is very crucial. Each state park has different, for example, reserved areas or different trails that are open to a different range of visitors. Common through all of those state parks, you have to kind of have like a baseline, right?
Okay.
Like a basic etiquette.
Okay, yeah. So throughout state parks, we do have a set of codes. We call them the California Code of Regulations, and those are universal across state parks, and the way in which they're implemented between parks is really up to that park manager. So if you go out to certain parks based on the environment, based on whether it's a reservoir or a desert or a forest or a beach, we have different rules that we establish in those parks. They all fall under the same set of codes, but in Big Basin we have different rules than you're going to have out at Castle Rock, and different rules than you're going to have down at Henry Cal.
Yes.
And it's all based on the specific use that park was set up for.
That's great, yeah. What would you say is different between your job as a peace officer and between traditional policing?
Well, for us, I think one of the biggest differences is there are so few of us and so much park. So
Yes.
a lot of police officers, they have partners that are just a couple minutes away. Depending on what park you're at, your partner might be 45 minutes or an hour away.
Wow.
Yeah, and then another big difference there as well is that we don't get the same kinds of calls for service that traditional police officers get. They tend to run from call to call to call. A lot of times, our job is to go out and to find the problem, not just wait for somebody to call us to it.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of going out into the backcountry, looking for folks that are out fishing where they shouldn't, looking for folks that are out cutting firewood where they shouldn't, hopefully getting out on trails like we are today and educating visitors about what they can and can't do.
Yeah, so peace officers, they're a lot more independent and focusing on finding the problems rather than hearing reports of the problems.
Definitely, and we still do that. We still get calls that come in from the visitors that we respond to and handle, but a huge amount of our job is to go out and find those problems to begin with.
Wow, that's great. That's great. Many good qualities. So I guess here's the next one. How could people prevent or help themselves not be helped by a peace officer? Like, read the signs, get educated?
Absolutely. So we always recommend for visitors coming to the park to do their research ahead of time. Check the website for areas that are closed. Out here in Basin, we have a ton of trails are still closed because of the fire. They haven't been rebuilt yet. So take the time before you come out to research whether the place you want to go is open and if it's open for you to do the thing you want. When you do get here, most of our parks are staffed with a kiosk. Ask the kiosk attendant for advice, and they are always happy to help out and give you advice on what trail to take and where you can ride your mountain bike or where you can ride your horse. And to also just make sure that you show up prepared for the day.
Yes.
Wear good clothes, have food, have water. Almost everybody nowadays has one of these. So have your phone and ideally have a map on your phone.
Yes.
I use Gaia. We have Avenza. There's a ton of different apps out there that will show you where you are on the trail. And that's been a huge benefit in terms of helping us find lost hikers because they can point out to us exactly where they are, and then that helps us get to them faster.
That is great. So the treatment for lost hikers, go on your phone or on your old-fashioned map, point where you are, and then radio, you guys.
Ideally, that's the goal, and if you get lost, stay put. So if you can get that call out to us, if you call 911, they'll be able to get your location, and they'll be able to get that location to us, and we'll be able to find you faster. So the last thing you want to do if you're lost is to keep walking. So stay put and we'll come to you.
All right, that sounds great. And I know you mentioned your motto earlier on, protecting people from people, the park from the people, and the people from the park.
Yep.
So can you further elaborate on each part?
So protecting the parks from the people, our job is to make sure that the visitors are using the park in the way that it's intended.
Yes.
And that's going to be in a way that beneficial to both our visitors and to the natural environment.
Yeah.
To protect the people from the parks because this is a wild environment.
Right.
We do have wildlife, we have trees, we have lots of rugged terrain. So our job is to make sure that we put trails in areas that are going to be safe for visitors to use. And then protecting the people from the people is we have lots of visitors who come out for different reasons. We have campers, we have hikers, we have out on the reservoirs and rivers, kayakers and boaters. And our job is to make sure that we're able to accommodate everybody who wants to use the park.
Wow, that is so far the best motto I've ever heard, with proper alliteration too. In the section of your motto that says protecting the people from the park, what should people do? Because it's also their responsibility to protect themselves, right? What should people do if they encounter like a bear or a mountain lion, or if they see that like the trees are ready to collapse on them?
Well, you know what? The biggest one, especially out here in Basin, is we do have trees coming down quite a bit. Out here, we've gone and cleared these areas, so we don't have to worry too much. But if you see a hazard tree or a tree has come down across the trail, report it to a park ranger, report it to somebody at the kiosk, and we'll come out and take care of that. Out here in the Santa Cruz Mountains, we actually don't have any bears, but we do have mountain lions. So if you do run into a mountain lion, don't run away. The biggest thing you can do is make yourself look as big as you can, be as loud as you can, yell at it, throw rocks at it, do whatever you can to try to scare it away, okay? But don't turn away from it, don't run away from it, because just like a cat, if you run away from it, it's gonna chase you.
But of course, when you're trying to scare it away, the baseline is not to harm it, right? Or else that would be
Oh no, you just want to scare it. Your job is just to try to keep yourself safe and scare it off. The best thing you can do though is don't hike alone. If you have somebody you can hike with, it's always going to be safer than if you're out there by yourself.
Definitely. And for the second part of the motto, is protecting the park from the people. Now, people sometimes, they subconsciously do things that they'll regret later, such as not like putting out a campfire or stuff like that. So what happens if a campfire ignites on the wood? Would that cause a full-fledged fire?
Well, if it's inside of a fire ring, that's usually not something we're super worried about, but we go through, especially in the summer when the conditions are drier and hotter, we will check in and make sure that when folks leave our day use areas or the campground that their fires have been put out. And we do ask folks that when you do check out, make sure that you fully drown that campfire. Pour a bucket of water on it, stir those ashes, make sure that it's cold to the touch. But we do have things where, accidents have happened and we've had major fires because of it. So it's really important for us to all work together to make sure that if you're out visiting and you see a day use area that maybe there's still a smoldering campfire in the fire ring, go ahead and put it out for us because we really appreciate that.
Teamwork. So, what are other courses of action people can take just in their regular hikes to help protect the park?
Definitely, for visitors coming to the park, pick up your trash, take everything with you that you bring, stay on the trail. Out here, we've got our trail marked off with this great rope that lets you know exactly where you're supposed to be. So don't go off, bushwhack, and make your own trail.
Yeah, don't crawl under.
Don't crawl under, yeah, exactly. So follow the posted signs. Certain areas are off limits for a reason, and just make sure that you're following those directions.
Yes, that's so great. And is any part of your job relating to making peace between the biodiversity in the park?
Well, we don't have any camping right now, but when we did have camping, we have a bird called the marbled murrelet, and it is one of our threatened species that lives here in the park. And what we have to do is try to keep the ravens and the crows at bay. So what'll happen is they come out, especially into the campgrounds, and they will set up their whole community based on eating leftovers and trash that campers leave behind. So for us, we have a program where we set up wash stations and we have trash cans that help ensure that no waste gets left behind, because that way we don't have to worry as much about those crows and those ravens pushing out the marbled murrelet.
Yes.
Because they're not able to compete.
Wow, that's so great. You really are Jack of all trades. So you wear a lot of hats. Do you have a favorite or a favorite part of the motto?
For me, I think my favorite part is protecting the people from the parks. I love to go out there and help folks when they need it. So if that's going out and helping a visitor that is lost in the backcountry, or somebody who maybe fell down and needs medical help, those are my favorite days when we get to go out and help somebody.
Yes, take action, help those people, help the park, essentially. I can just imagine like the positive feelings you get. Like, you know, the inner rewards that you receive when you help somebody.
It's a very rewarding job. I couldn't imagine doing anything else.
Yeah. Is that your favorite part of the job? Or do you have another wow moment?
I think it's anytime I get to do any kind of outreach and educate a visitor to the park. Somebody who maybe comes and doesn't know what they're supposed to be doing, or they're doing the wrong thing.
Yes.
And after I speak with them and explain why they're doing something wrong and how to change it, they realize what they were doing was wrong and they want to change and they want to make that difference and they want to do the right thing.
Wow. Yeah, you get to see the inner goodness in everybody. It's so great. Is there a particular situation that just made your day?
Well, you know what? This last summer, we had a couple of mountain bikers that had climbed over a gate into a closed area of the park. And they wanted to go mountain biking down one of our trails that hadn't been rebuilt since the fire. And they got lost because the trail was gone. So we had to spend all afternoon trying to get up to find these guys. And it all worked out because it was hot and they were way back in the woods. But we were able to get back to them. We got them water. We were able to get them back out to safety.
That's so great.
Yeah.
And they probably learned their lesson too.
I'm sure they learned their lesson. And it was a joint effort. CAL FIRE went out there with us. The Sheriff's Department came out with a drone to help us out. So big rescues like that, those are some of my favorite days.
Yes, that is so great. Again, you have many hats. You're like a part lawyer, you're a part police, you're a part EMT. I guess even you're a part firefighter.
A little bit of everything, yeah.
Yeah, so How do you balance out these responsibilities? And do they often put you on different tasks, or do they usually help you accomplish one?
Well, it's definitely challenging because each of those jobs could be a full-time job in and of itself.
Yeah.
So trying to balance the training that it takes to stay up on all of those, it's definitely a little bit of a juggling act. But I would say that each one of those jobs that I do helps improve me in the other job. So being a wildland firefighter helps me out with doing some of my law enforcement and some of my education work as well, because I'm able to draw on that particular skill set to help when I'm trying to teach somebody about fire safety, or I'm trying to help teach somebody about backcountry medicine. It's all these different jobs, they really complement each other.
Definitely. Teamwork between the jobs, teamwork between the people, teamwork between the trees, and the biodiversity. So, what'd you say? Is there anything you've learned, like, after you took on this job?
I think for me, the biggest thing I've learned is that you have to stay flexible. Every day can be different, and I don't know if I'm gonna end up on just a regular vehicle patrol, or if my partners down on the coast are gonna need help and I'm gonna have to go down and help them for the day, or if I'm gonna end up back in the middle of the backcountry looking for a lost hiker. Every day's different.
Definitely. A juggling act of responsibilities, but hey, that's what makes it so fun. Every day is unique.
Exactly.
So what would be your advice to those who want to help protect the park, or to those who want to be aspiring peace officers?
Well, if you're thinking about being a state park peace officer, or any peace officer, whether it's a deputy or a city police officer or a highway patrol officer, I recommend doing a ride-along. Go out and spend a day sitting next to that officer, asking questions, seeing what they do. For me, that was a huge part of why I decided to come do this job, was I did some ride-alongs and I learned about the job and I realized it was for me.
That's so great. So have you always wanted to be a peace officer? Like when you were young, or was it more of like a maturing thing?
Well, it took me a while to find my way to it. I was a wildland firefighter for a while, and I was in the Army for a while, and I was actually a national park ranger for a little while.
Wow.
I know. And so I finally realized that state parks was the agency for me, and that this particular mix of jobs was the right one for me.
Yeah, it's the way to go.
Yeah, so it took me a while. So if you aren't sure what you want to do, don't worry about it. You know, try different things out, and it's okay if you have 2 or 3 or 4 different jobs in your life.
Yeah, that's basically
That's what I do now.
Yeah.
Now I have my job and I'm still doing multiple jobs.
Yep. Wow. If you were to give advice to your younger self, what would it be?
Don't worry. You'll find
Honestly,
it.
yeah.
You'll figure don't worry, you'll figure it out. So it took me a little while. I didn't start working as a park ranger until I was in my 30s. And it's okay if you take a while to discover what you really want to do.
Yes, often the best things come after a long wait.
Exactly.
So I feel like your job is especially important in state parks like Big Basin, where the trees, the park, the biodiversity is recovering after a devastation.
And we're doing a ton of different conservation efforts. We are not just looking at rebuilding the park in a more sustainable way, but we have tons of ongoing conservation efforts just day to day. We have burn piles right now. They look like little teepees all over the park. And yeah, so we're taking all of the dead wood, all the dead brush, and when the conditions are right, they're gonna go ahead and burn that off. And the goal is to maintain a thinner, less dense forest than we had before the fire. And then that way, if we do have another major fire, it's not gonna burn as hot and it's not gonna be as devastating.
That's so great. Learning from past tragedies prevents those tragedies from happening in the future.
That's the goal.
Yep. Wow, I'm just still marveling at your job. It's so amazing.
I certainly think so. I love it.
Yeah. Are there any projects, like ongoing projects right now, that the public can engage in?
If folks want to come out and help out with either rebuilding our trails or helping us with things like our burn piles, we have a natural resources natural resources division, as well as a trails crew, and you can reach out through our docents and volunteer program to help assist with that if you want. We rely really heavily on our docents with our guided trail walks, working at our interpretive centers, even helping out with building trails. So there's tons of opportunities for the public if you want to come out and you want to be part of our team. We're always looking for folks who are interested.
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like everybody has good intentions at heart. They just sometimes need a guidance counselor to guide them along.
That's the goal. You know, most of the time folks are they're trying to do the right thing, and they just need to be coached in the right direction to make sure that they're using the park the way that the park was intended.
Definitely. Education over enforcement.
Whenever possible, yep.
Yes. Oh look, hey, there's the parking lot.
There we are.
There.
You made the whole loop.
Yeah. I'm very verbose that way.
All that dead wood has been piled up, and it's a lot more thin, it's a lot more open.
Yep.
So what happened was when the fire happened, it was so dense, there had been no fires here for so long that it burned just so much more heat and so much more intensely than it would if we burned today, that we had a lot more destruction. But as you can see though, all of our redwoods, you can see they're all charred, and we had a lot that burned all the way up to the top, but they're all sprouting new branches out here.
Yeah.
So the redwood has actually evolved to actually survive fires. Our Douglas firs, which is a different kind of pine tree, those have a much thinner bark. They don't have the sort of insulation for that Cambrian layer. And so we lost most of our Doug firs, but almost all of our redwoods actually survived.
Wow, that's so cool.
Yeah.
So, do you think the Douglas firs can grow back?
Oh yeah, well, so the Doug firs, they have pine cones and they'll have new sprouts come up.
Release.
Exactly. And so the redwoods though, they're really the ones that we were worried about losing. Because they take a much longer time to grow. The Douglas firs are a much more fast-growing tree.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, but as you can see here, all these new shoots coming up, these are all new redwood trees that are starting to grow.
Oh, that's so great.
Yeah, so it's a forest. That's why we call it a forest in recovery, because it's all starting to wake back up again. It's been about 5 years since the fire now, so we're seeing a lot of that initial recovery and that initial growth.
Yes.
Yeah.
And doesn't this kind of offer almost like a great opportunity to implement changes or like for the better in the park?
I think so, and so that's why we have a much more robust program when it comes to doing these prescribed burns and thinning out the undergrowth. The goal is that, over time, we'll be able to keep that brush from building up like it did before, and it'll be a much healthier environment. Because this forest it evolved for fires. That's why the redwoods have such a thick bark and it's so insulated, because it was really always intended to have these small, regular burns. But because we're out here in the park, we have done such a good job of suppressing those fires that when they do happen, there's an awful lot of brush and an awful lot of dead wood that wants to burn.
It's big.
Yeah. So our
big
goal,
and furious.
Exactly. So so that's our goal, is to have a much more balanced relationship with the park and with the forest.
Definitely. Balance, peace. Hey, that sounds familiar. Peace officers. Well, thank you so much for taking the time for me to interview you. And that was very roundabout, but thank you.
Well, thank you. It's been a pleasure today, and thank you for coming all the way out here and enjoying the park with us. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I hope that you come back out and visit again soon.
Yeah, thank you so much, Brian. Shall we high five? Yeah.
All right.